What is up, YouTube land? We're back. This is a impromptu LP because I just got back from the park with Ferris and was like, let's finish Ender Magnolia. I mean, not today, but soon.
Yep. I really like this game, but that's the problem with us LPing any game that's like over 5 hours long. It takes us like a month, 2 months to do.
How long did it take us to do FF7? Not remake, FF7. Like, that was like, even though I did it every single week, it was
Forever,
like,
yeah.
what, like 9 months, 6 months? When people sometimes are like, play Skyrim or whatever, I'm like, dude, literally never. I don't have enough time in my life to play it on my off time, let alone during a couple hours for LPs.
Yeah, and this LP, I've been streamlining it as much as possible, like I always do with everything. And we only have like, I think 6 hours of playtime, but it takes forever.
Yeah. For sure. So what's the topic of the day, YouTube land? Let us know below with your, what do they call it? When is it cheering when you have a YouTube thing and they like donate money or whatever?
I
think it's cheering. You biggest cheerers down there, all of you who are subscribed to CIB Prime, you get to choose the next topic of conversation. Nobody? Okay. Whoa. Actually, oh my gosh. I just noticed that the stream actually broke because we set an all-time record. I wonder what the all-time record is on Twitch for most concurrent views. It's got to be some sort of, like, esports event or something.
Yeah. Like, it's definitely in the 6 digits, because I know that the most popular GDQ broke 6 digits briefly.
Wow.
But I would imagine that something like, probably like, I mean, it's like stuff that we don't care about at all, like League of Legends World Tournament or something when League was really popular. I mean, it still is, but...
What is the biggest esports game right now? It was League for years and years, right?
I guess so.
It's definitely not...
Stuff like that, I just...
yeah, me either, but I like to stay, like, at least, like, somewhat, you know...
I used to watch, like, fighting game, like, Street Fighter tournaments, but even that I haven't done in years. I pretty much stopped when Street Fighter V was boring.
Has there ever been a moment as amazing as, what's his name, Daigo's counter? That his famous, like...
His full parry of Chun-Li's super and third strike.
Yeah, so, but that's, like, the GOAT moment. Like, if
that's
you watch...
probably the GOAT moment of any fighting game.
Yeah, okay. It's one of those where I don't understand the intricacies. It's just like if Trevor watched the Patriots come back from 28-3 against the Falcons, he'd be like, yeah, wow, that's really impressive. And then, like, a hardcore football person would be like, you don't even get it. Blah, 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 blah. It's, like, that crazy. It's the same thing for that. Like, I watched that, and I was like, whoa, this is really cool. And I imagine if I knew fighting game mechanics, I would be, like, even more blown away.
I think it's pretty basic on, like, kind of a fundamental level. Like, in third strike, you can parry if you push towards the attack. So it's, like, the opposite of blocking. And I think you have a few frame window. And, like, Chun-Li super is, like, 10 hits. So, like, Daigo did 10 consecutive, like, couple frame parries in a row to close out the match against Justin Wong.
Who was also a very, very good player.
Yeah, Justin Wong still plays too.
Oh. Do you know who doesn't play fighting games anymore? The actual GOAT. That's right. DSP.
Does he not?
I have no idea. At the very least, he doesn't go to tournaments, I think. I mean, he's such a lolcow that I can't imagine the second he's announced, there would just be a million people, like, trolling him, you know?
I feel like he has, like, the weirdest, like, relationship with his fans in 5,000 quotation marks. Because, like, it just seems like everyone that watches him, like, hates him, but are like, I'm gonna epically troll this guy and then donate, like, $1,000 to him. It's like, yeah, you sure trolled him. Yeah,
I really hope someone trolls us that hard on the CIB page. You know what I would hate? $1,000 dono right now.
Spencer also has a WWE gotcha addiction.
One thing about being generally cheap like I am is, or at least for spending on myself, is I just don't spend on stupid stuff. Like...
I mean, especially since you have, 3 kids and a wife.
Also true.
And a store.
Also true. I guess that's kind of, it has to be kind of part of it, or else it'd be kind of crappy. But like Ash will be like, hey, I'm gonna order food, you know, do you want to do, you know, delivery or the evil two-word phrase DoorDash, and I'm like, no, I'll just go pick it up because I don't feel like friggin' tipping and paying the delivery fee. Get out of here. And besides, we're gonna order from a place like 5 minutes away. It's like, whatever, I'll get in the car and go.
Yeah, for the longest time, I would order RJ would order stuff from DoorDash, and I would always get stuff from him, just because it's just super easy. But I would never order it myself, and he recently stopped doing that, so it's like, well, don't order DoorDash for me.
Which is based, because DoorDash is awful. Did I tell you, the stories of, like, DoorDash and stuff like that in general, like, what's happening? If it's okay to, like, it's,
sure.
like, kind of interesting to me, at the very least. So, like, people are really, really taking advantage of all those types of delivery services, because what they'll do is they'll get, like, a ton of phones, and they'll sign up, like, every member of their family and all their friends and everything. So they'll have, like, literally, like, 8 phones on them, and they'll just, like, accept every order humanly possible, obviously to maximize whatever. In reality, what should happen is one person should pick up one order and deliver it to one person. But that's why sometimes you'll see, like, RJ would show us pictures of, like, the driver, like, picking up the food and going the exact opposite direction and then coming back. And you would think, like, was this person stupid? Like, do they not literally know how to follow a GPS? But it's not that. It's that they're picking up other orders and dropping it off to other places and then bringing it to you to try to maximize all that kind of stuff. And it's been, like, a big thing, especially in, like, you know, cities where obviously there's tons of orders and stuff like that. And obviously people are not happy about that because, like, already, like, fast food goes bad so fast, right? Like, already delivering it just sounds awful. But then also, like, adding to the fact that someone's going to do, like, 2 or 3 deliveries when they shouldn't be ahead of time, it's like, oh boy, that's bad.
The other side of the pendulum, I guess, is that, from what I hear, being a driver in DoorDash is a very awful job in terms of pay and hours and everything.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're basically just like a gigger.
Yeah. And DoorDash, like, takes advantage of the people as much as possible.
So if you actually want to make DoorDash, like, your actual, like, full-time job, that's what you have to do.
Yeah. Which... And I'm not necessarily it's like a good or a bad thing, or like the chicken or the egg. What's the worst part? Because at the end of the day, it's DoorDash's fault for not paying at all.
And it's also, you know, Americans' fault for being lazy to not want to walk to McDonald's.
Yeah, right. Or even drive to McDonald's. And there's another one. So have you ever heard of Sparks? Or Spark? I think it's Spark. So Spark is kind of like the Walmart delivery service. I think they do just for Walmart. I might be wrong, but I know that they focus a lot on Walmart. And literally, people will do the same thing where they'll have, like, 5... It should be, again, one person takes one delivery to one person. But what they'll do is they'll have 5 people in a car, like the whole members of the family, or a couple people with a bunch of phones with stuff. And the second any order comes through, they accept it. And then what they do is wait until another order or enough orders come in and accept them too. So instead of taking one order to me or whomever and then coming back, they wait till there's like a half dozen orders and then do them all at the same time. So what's happening, and it's not showing up as it's on one person's delivery, you know, because it's all these different setups. So these people who are, like, ordering stuff and it's like, oh, it should be here in an hour. It ends up being, like, 3-4 times as long. And there's really nothing they can do because, you know, once it's accepted and it's in that person's car, like, what are you going to do about it, you know?
Yeah.
But I'm really against, like, all those delivery services. I know that in reality what it should be used for is, like, say we get home from baseball late and we're like, oh man, I don't feel like making food and we're late. All right, let's just DoorDash real quick or whatever. You know, like a once in a while kind of thing. Or even better, if it's like someone who's older or has physical problems is like, hey, I can order food or I can order groceries or whatever. That's what it should be used for. But instead it's used for people just being lazy and being like, I could drive 5 minutes. Or I could pay double as much for it. And then Americans pay it off in 10 easy payments.
I was watching a video on those pay now or buy now, pay later services, and how like all of them are like extremely failing businesses.
Was it How Money Works?
I don't know.
Yeah, he put it up the other day.
Like they have like billions of dollars in debt because like everyone just does it because everyone is like just so poor right now, and they just like impulse buy everything, that they're like billions and billions of dollars in debt.
From what I understand, the and the reason they keep getting money is investors keep throwing money into it because they're hoping that it's the next big thing, like it's the next PayPal. So they're hedging their bets that they put these millions of dollars into it because if said thing becomes the next PayPal, then they're gonna like get 100 times their money back from the investment. So it's pretty weird. I don't even like doing for like, there's some things obviously you have to do technically buy now pay later, like, you know, houses, like mortgages and for the most part cars, you know, but even for stuff like furniture, I don't like to, like, I know they'll be like 0% APR for 18 months or whatever. I don't even like doing that, because what if something happens, you know, and like your cash flow is dwindled for the next year for whatever reason, then you're just kind of screwed once that APR starts hitting.
Yeah, and apparently the APR on the buy now pay later is like
I mean, your average credit card is about 30%. So it just sucks. I hate seeing, and I know people like have to use them. They don't use them because they want to, but like the payday loans and stuff. Like when you go into the cities and such, they're like so predatory because it's just like you literally need money right now to pay rent or else you're evicted, and they're like, sure, here you go, here's $500. By the way, interest is 150% or whatever. It's like, holy crap.
Yeah.
And how are you ever supposed to get out from under that? You just you do it one time and it's so hard to get out from under it. So yeah, I don't envy anything, and it just if you can, folks, you know, I know life's hard right now. Don't buy now, pay later. If you don't need the thing, don't get the thing. And hopefully interest rates go down, please.
So we got the final upgrade for the Spear Piercer, just a sword. So we're almost fully upgraded. I think the last Origin Gem Core is in this place too, so we'll be fully decked out.
Nice. Let's go.
I don't think we mentioned this, but it's going to be a shorter part than normal. I just want to get done with this place. Maybe set up our next place if I get it done quick. Although at this point it's sort of like too late, too little, too late, because my pressure abilities are the actual DPS.
I'm trying to think of... It's so hard to have a game where once you get the best abilities, it doesn't end up being, like, at least somewhat trivial. It's kind of like, in so many games, the meme is that, like, you save all of your, like, good items for the end of the game, and then you get to the end of the game and, like, you never used them, you know? Like, that's... A lot of the Resident Evil games, like, you'll be like, oh, I gotta save this Magnum ammo, right?
Yeah, and then the final boss takes, like, 6 Magnum shots,
and you have
30.
12 left over, and you're like, oh, man, I could've had fun and used it on, like, zombies and stuff, you know? This is a pretty famously known fact, but there is enough ammo in Resident Evil 2, the original, I don't know about the remake, to kill every single thing in the game. You do not have to run past one single item. In fact, I think Carcinogen did it. I think he did a run where he killed everything.
Yeah, you can also do it in RE1 as well.
That's crazy.
It's called a kill all run.
Yeah, that's crazy to me, because RE1, it probably has the best... what's the word? The best...
I think the thing about
Ammo pacing.
RE1 is that enemies aren't necessarily like super duper tanky or dangerous. Obviously, the hunters are really annoying, but even hunters like go down in a couple shotgun shells.
Yeah.
And it's not like there's a ton of them. It's not like a RE2 where you walk into a room and there's 12 zombies in a hallway.
My unpopular gaming opinion is I like but don't love Resident Evil 2 Remake. I really, really, really hate how spongy the zombies are. And I understand because it's easier to shoot them because of the, over-the-shoulder camera and whatever, but I simply hate putting 6 to 8 handgun bullets straight in their head and have them not fall. I think it trivializes good aiming. Like I said, I like it. I don't dislike it. I just don't love it.
I'll play I actually do think the opposite is true, where RE2 is like one of the most masterfully designed games in terms of like risk management. Because the enemies are so dangerous and so bulky, you have to really plan out your route and your risk management of being like, do I really have to go there? It's like all these zombies are in the way, and it's like an actual like threat that you have to think of all the time. That's my opinion. If anyone wants to see me do I did both RE2 Remake. I only got hit once in both playthroughs. I remember that, but I talk about that game a lot more. But I think RE2 Remake is my favorite RE other than 1 Remake.
I like I said, I know it's an unpopular opinion, and I want to make it clear. I don't think it's bad. I quite like it. It's just, I don't know. It doesn't quite fit. Like, I love the Resident Evil 4 remake. I think that game is fantastic.
If you just want to play it as an action game, I can getting like frustrated by it. But RE2 Remake is definitely not like specifically. It's more of a survival horror game.
Yeah. I also hold unpopular RE opinions. I freaking love Village, and I know it was a lot.
I don't know how you can say... You said the same words about being like, zombies are too, Zombies are too, bulky. Where in 8, everything is way too bulky, and the Lycons are way more dangerous and annoying, and they're super bulky.
But you move much quicker, and it's first person instead of third person. Like, you have much more ability to move quickly.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter if all your guns shoot lemons.
Can you... There's no upgrade in RE2, right? Yeah, that's another thing. I love the upgrade system in Village.
You can find, like...
Yeah.
Like, you can upgrade, like, almost everything if you find the key item.
I guess that's true.
Just like, regular RE2.
I mean, it really comes down to it. It's Chad Ethan Winters versus lame Leon S. Kennedy. That's just what it comes down to.
And listen, I don't hate RE8. I literally did an LP of it.
Right.
I'm veteran, new game. LP is up on the channel, lads.
It is, lads. And then he did Shadows of Rose. I forget what it's called.
At least that one is just a survival horror game. It's
right.
like, it doesn't even pretend to be an action game. Basically.
That's also true. Don't care. I love
like
Village.
RE8, but I think it is a very objectively poorly designed game. But it's fun. I'm not saying that it's not fun.
I just love games.
I just hate the Lycons. They're super dangerous and they're super bulky.
I just love
the
games
RE2, the RE2 remake zombies are bulky, but it's mostly out of risk management.
That's fair. That's fair.
Instead of being like some FPS action game, I don't know. 8 is not a bad game, but it's definitely not in my...
So I love the exploration in 8. I love how you keep coming back to the
that's definitely the
hub,
best part.
The hub area. And every time you come back to the hub area, you can like explore more and find more stuff. I freaking love that. I think the only two parts that I don't super love about 8 is the Heisenberg fight and the dollhouse after you do it the first time. I think after you do it the first time, it should just give you an option to skip it. I gotta be honest. Like, that would be a quality of life thing. If you have it on the save file that it's a new game plus, it should just be like, skip dollhouse, yes or no. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
that would be perfectly fine with me. The Heisenberg fight is silly, but it doesn't really fit in with the game. And the other thing that, I guess the other complaint I could definitely see being valid is that the best part of the game is early on. The Lady D castle is probably the best part of the game.
Yeah, I'm not... The factory, I came around... I used to hate it, but now I came around on it. I think it's an okay part, but it definitely is still, like, not the greatest last section of the game.
They also kind of... I mean, if you want to look at stuff like marketing, they really, really, really marketed it that Lady D was, like, the main bad guy. And then to find out she's the first of 5 major bosses is pretty weak. Like, they knew what they were doing. Like, they knew what they were doing.
The RE8 demo also did the thing. It was a good demo where you didn't play as Ethan, you were just another one of the victims of Lady D. You were doing the castle, and then it ends on her catching you. So, like, a lot of people were just expecting, like, you know, that to be, like, much more significant part.
Right. No, I get it. But I still love it. And it's almost... Well, it is June, and we haven't heard any news on a new RE. Bruh. Also, we haven't heard a release date on Silent Hill F either, which I was, like, kind of expecting to be. I mean, it could definitely still be this year, but I was kind of expecting to be this year.
Yeah, honestly, just thinking about it, I know that Spencer doesn't like 7, but I generally like it. And I wish 8 was more slow-paced and thoughtful like 7 was. But without, like... 7 obviously has flaws in terms of, you know, the molded being a boring enemy, and it's the only enemy in the game. There's only 3 variations of it, and they all suck and are annoying. But, like, you could take the slow-paced, more survival horror, like, risk management version of 7 and improve on the flaws. But instead of, they basically just made a first-person RE4. Which is fun, I just... a little disappointed.
Yeah. No, I get it. I get it. I really want to like Biohazard more than I do. I do appreciate what it did for the series. Like, it brought it back from the dead. Ari was dead, dude. Like, even the games I kind of like Revelations 1 and 2, which, I mean, they're not anywhere near perfect, but I like them. Anyway... But that series was dead, and Biohazard literally saved the franchise. And if I recall correctly, pretty much saved Capcom.
Yes.
Like, I don't want to make it seem like a Final Fantasy thing. You know how Squaresoft was